What's up guys, FlamingVictini here. I'm going to be doing another subscriber battle. This time I'm going to be playing a 2T of mine, a former 2T of mine, MegaStarUniverse. He's a really creative builder and player, and if you remember, he once passed me a team that I used in PS Live. Anyway, he's going to be using a sand bulky offense team that looks very similar to the one GMIC used versus ABR in SPL tiebreakers for playoffs. So I'm going to be using a Goodra bulky offense team. Unfortunately, Goodra does not do much this match. What a shame. But it's a neat team, and he's probably going to lead off with his Rotom. How much does Banded Terrakion do to Rotom? Anyway, I'm going to lead off with my Goodra predicting that Rotom, but I want to check that Terrakion, as Banded Terrakion is going to be my main way to break his team. Choice Band versus Rotom Wash. And yeah, I need some prior damage on that for sure to take it out, but it's not impossible. So I don't know if I'm lagging or if he's just taking his time. Lag test. Okay, we're good. And he's just taking his time picking his lead. So okay. Anyway, I do have T-Wave on my Starmie, and that's going to be neat to paralyze Torn and Latias if he tries to bring that in, but not so good because he has the Rotom right there. It's also going to help me paralyze that Clefable, and I think my Clefable is a pretty big threat to him. His Excadrill is a big threat to me. Anyway, he leads off with his Tyranitar as I lead off with my Goodra. I unfortunately do not have Focus Blast. I'm going to pull a switch into my Lando T so I can trade rocks with him. Oh, actually GMIC used Hippowdon instead of T-Tar. Now I remember, but MegaStarUniverse is a very similar team to that. Anyway, I'm just gonna get my rocks up, pressure his team a little bit, you know, put a little pressure on his team. Rocks are always good, and hopefully he does not have Ice Beam right here. That only really helps Excadrill, so I kind of doubt that he has Ice Beam, and I'm definitely gonna need to keep this Lando healthy because it is definitely my best answer to this Excadrill. And that Excadrill could get scary and out of hand if it's Swords Dance. So he's taking his time right here, not really sure what he wants to do, but if he switches out, it's probably going to be to his Rotom or maybe his Latias. It could also be his Torn, as he does actually go to his Clefable instead. Now, I'm not really sure what kind of Clefable this is, so I'm going to U-turn out into my Starmie. This way I can kind of scout for Flamethrower, throw out a T-Wave if I want to. Actually, I may not do that because of his T-Tar. Yeah, T-Tar is a bitch, but what do I want to go to then? I really do want to see what on earth his set is, so I'm going to go to my Starmie, and there's a straight Moonblast, so I get a Spatak Drop. I'm just going to throw out a Spin, so at least I've done something by coming in. At least force his T-Tar to do something, you know, along those lines. So, and I am physically defensive. I don't really know how well it'll allow me to take on the T-Tar because I don't have Reflect type or Reflect, but at least I can do something. So he does go straight to his Rotom actually, and see, I feel very confident that I can just go to my Lando T, and I also feel confident that he'd Double Volt, but I'm just going to do it anyway, and yeah, I'll just go to my Lando T. It's an unnecessarily aggressive play, but it could help me out in this long run, and I'm very confident that he'd Double Volt, and plus I think I am faster looking at my, I think I am faster looking at my speed, unless he's running a very speedy Rotom. So yeah, I'm just gonna click that U-turn as he does outrun by my Lando. So now the question is, do I want to go to my Clefable or my Goodra? I don't want to take prior damage. I have Goodra to... I'm going to go to my Clefable. In case he wants to throw out a Wisp. As yeah, he does Double Volt right there. Gets a crit on my Clefable. That's not going to be too big. I don't expect it to be too big, but it could be a little annoying. I need to recover this Clefable up so I can better take on that Torn a little bit better. But the thing is, his best answer to my Clefable is his Excadrill, and that's exactly why I went to my Clefable. Rather than having him go to his Clef or his T-Tar, I'd rather have him go to his Drill so I can put pressure on him with Lando. get a little more momentum, get some helmet damage on him of the like, and I do have Flamethrower on this Clefable, so if I can land one on that drill early in the game, and T-Wave his Clefable with my Starmie, that's going to be really good for me. Otherwise, Scizor is also looking like a really big win condition if I can remove this Rotom, maybe knock off its lefty so it's really worn down, and my Terrakion of course is a very big threat to him as well. So in comes the drill, and we see that it is Life Orb. Most likely. It could also be a Salt Vest or a Plate, I guess, but it's not Balloon. So here we see a double switch to his Rotom on my Lando T. I'm just going to throw out another U-turn. If he wants to... Actually, I kind of want to throw out a Toxic, because U-turn... Because he's either going to Pain Split or he's going to Volt again. So I'm going to throw out a Toxic. I don't think he would Pump right here. If anything, I think he'd Pain Split and then Volt, or just Volt again. I don't know, this could go very badly if he throws out a Pump right here, but I want to try it anyway. As, yeah, there's the Volt. There we go. That's looking nice. So now I'm going to throw out a U-turn and really put the pressure on him. I'm going to go to my Clefable again. I was considering going Goodra right there, and I really don't want to take that second Volt Switch, but I'll still be above 50. And being above 50 is important, so into my Clefable, and this Rotom is slowly getting a little more annoying because it can Pain Split up later on. Anyway, in comes the drill, back to my Lando, back to his Rotom, so he's really trying to wear me down with the Volt Switches, I guess. I don't know, this Toxic is definitely helping me by nullifying those leftovers. Throw out another U-turn. I don't want to go to my Goodra at this point in the game because of that Pain Split, which looks so imminent. Feels so imminent, so gonna U-turn out once again. Very interesting how this is going out, and I think it's kind of showing that he's struggling a little bit to break my team. Anyway, there's the Pump, doing 32. That should not, there's no way that he can roll to kill this, so I'm just gonna throw out a Soft Boiled right here. And if I were him, I would try to Pain Split, stay alive. And it's really the only choice he has, as I definitely want to keep my Clefable around, so I'm just going to Soft Boiled up and let him rack up the Toxic damage. And force him to eventually Volt into his Drill again. As he tries to double Pump, I want to Calc just to make sure that was not killing, but I really doubt it would. As, oh, that's in rain. Yeah, that was not killing. So that's fine for me, that's fine. And he's definitely going to Pain Split right here. So I'm going to go to my Starmie, and there's the Pain Split, yup. And this Rotom is almost dead, not quite. Yeah, I'll just throw out the Scald and finish this off. So I was contemplating just switching around right there, something like that, but yeah, Scald's fine. So in comes the Torn, which is probably going to throw out a knockoff right here. I don't know if I want to, I do want to save this Starmie to Thunder Wave. I'm going to go to my Goodra. I'm willing to lose my leftovers, as he actually just goes straight for the Cane. Life Orb confuses me. Uh-oh. That looks a little dangerous right there. I think I'm just gonna throw out a Draco. See what happens right here. Hopefully I don't get confused as he stays in. That would suck. But we'll see, as he does go out to his T-Tar, not his Clefable. And do I get to fire off this Draco? Yes, I do. So there's a little bit of damage right there. That's nice. Always appreciate it. And I'm just going to go straight to my Terrakion right here. Put the pressure on his team. Really put the pressure on him. And I want to keep this Goodra around a little bit healthier so I can beat the Torn. Otherwise, I want to try to catch it with the T-Wave. But he pulls a double switch into his Clefable. On my Terrakion. Huh. We've seen Moonblast. Are we going to see T-Wave? Or are we going to see Flamethrower? I'm going to pull the switch into my Scizor, as he just fires off a Moonblast, and I want to scout for the for the Flamethrower, so I'm just going to pull a switch into my Starmie, as, I mean, his team is pretty Scizor weak, so it could be carrying Flamethrower. Otherwise, if we see that he doesn't Flamethrower right here, then that means that my Scizor can really damage his team really badly, so that's going to be very good for me. As, yeah, I think it's definitely in my best interest to go Starmie and just see what this Clefable has to throw at me. And maybe throw off a T-Wave as well. Now that his Rotom is gone, that could definitely do a lot more for me. And while the sand is up, my Terrakion can also put in some work because his Torn can't threaten me as much. Unless it's, I guess it could carry Superpower too, but there's the T-Wave, so now we know that it is not a Flamethrower, Clefable. So I'm gonna go right back to my Scizor and start putting the pressure on this man. Because what does he have for SD Scizor? What the heck? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He has to have something. He has to have like at least HP. So he actually pulls a switch into his Torrent very nicely right there, and what do I go to right here? Do I go to my Goodra? He could just Hurricane. He could just very simply Hurricane. It's not written. It's not an easy play. Torn. My Phone Torn is such a monster. And let me just calc versus Torn Life Orb versus Clefable. And yeah, that's gonna be doing a solid. It's gonna be tough. So hold on, guys. Alright, sorry about that. I'm just gonna pull a switch into my Goodra. This way, if he does just Hurricane, I have the chance of him missing. And also, if he does take out my Goodra into moves, I can just go to oh, he actually stays and gets a crit as I throw out a Sludge Wave right there. It's doing a decent chunk, and he'll go down to another Life Orb hit. What do I want to do right here? I don't want to. What could I do? I think I'm just gonna sack this Goodra, as he does just knock off right there to take me out. And right here, I think I could go to Terrakion. I could also. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull a switch into my Terrakion and go for the Stone Edge right here. If he stays into to Hurricane or something like that, he's gonna take himself out to Life Orb, and that's gonna be great for me, even though I'm gonna likely take a big hit with my Terrakion or even lose it. And if he does switch out, I get to fire off a CB Stone Edge that just completely annihilates that Latias. So that's gonna be great for me. And the rest of his team, I just need to keep my Lando around for the Extra plus T-Tar and just not lose to the Tornadus or the Clefable. And the Clefable just lets in the Scizor, which is just so great. Scizor coming in just really messes with his team. And I think I'm just going to throw off a knockoff right here just to see what he wants to do. Because like he doesn't really have any answers to Scizor, and he does actually pull a switch into his T-Tar. T-Tar is not a good Scizor counter, so hopefully I don't get paralyzed right here, and I can throw off this Bullet Punch to take out this T-Tar. If I get paralyzed, it's gonna be okay. I can just BP again and just make sure I keep my Scizor around so I don't lose to his Clefable. As, I don't really know what he can do to me other than setting up rocks and throwing out Stone Edges. I won't be really doing too much. And once I get that BP off in the T-Tar, he's kind of really pressured. I honestly could just SD and win, but I'm paralyzed, so I kind of just don't want to go straight for it. As oh my god, there is a Fire Blast. So he did have Fire Blast on his T-Tar, and it takes me out, no problem. So that paralysis really hurt. I'm gonna throw out a Stone Edge. Please don't miss. That's all I'm gonna say. Please don't miss, as he does sack his Torn. As I do hit, so that's gonna be good for me. I'm fine with this. It's all good, and in comes his Clefable. Don't really know what my game plan is to this. I really want to paralyze this with Starmie. I'm gonna go to my Lando T, because throwing out a T-Wave for him is just so easy. As there's a T-Wave, and I'm gonna throw out an EQ right here, do a solid chunk, and pressure him to Soft World back up. And this way I can get in my Starmie and throw out a T-Wave. That's gonna be my goal right here. Once I can T-Wave this Clefable, I'm okay with him T-Waving me as long as I don't get Parahaxed. So there's the Soft World. Here's the T-Wave, that yellow color, that beautiful yellow color. And he throws out a T-Wave of his own. I'll just try to recover it and see what he wants to do, as there's the Paralysis into my Clefable, and starts the Calm Mind War. the start of the Calm Mind War. Throw out a Moonblast. It looks like my Clefable outruns him, or it seems like it might, as we're just going to keep Calm Minding. This is going to be a dangerous game. Really didn't have to come down to this if I had my Scizor, but unfortunately, that's what it's going to come down to. I get a Paralysis right there. I think it's just going to be a game about crits, and paras, so there's the last Calm Mind. He's parad, I get parad, and we're just going to run through this. Oh my god. Phew. Oh my god, so there's the crit. Oh my god, there's the crit, and his, down goes his Clefable. He goes for the SD, and I knock the Flamethrower right into his drill, so my Clef's gonna take this game. T-Wave Starmie pulling through. Unfortunate that I got paralyzed with my Scizor, but that's just how it goes, and I managed to pull through with my Clefable. A little lucky crit right there, so that's nice. But yeah, that's gonna be the game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope MegaStarUniverse enjoyed this game with me. Yeah, that was something else. Fire Blast T-Tar, man, I haven't seen that in ages. Props to you for that. Fire Blast T-Tar is a really, really neat mon. The problem I have with it in this metagame is that Skarmory is just running Spadef so often, and unless you're running like a lot of special attack on T-Tar, you can't really 2 a KO. It's one reason why I've been considering Expert Belt, Fire Blast, Ice Beam T-Tar, although it's a lot more relevant in metagames that have Hippowdon. Right now Hippowdon has fallen really, really out of favor, but if Hippowdon rises up again, I could see Ice Beam T-Tar with like Expert Belt and Fire Blast being really, really good, because with Expert Belt, then you can 2 a KO Hippowdon with Ice Beam, and it puts a whole new, like, different pressure on the opponent's team. You can Dark Pulse Rotoms. It's really neat. Really neat T-Tar set. I should try that out. It's definitely good in Black and White, though. I've seen Dash the Speechy use it, and that's where I got the idea. Anyway, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.